So if your home service Facebook ads are not bringing in leads and sales, it's probably because you're optimizing for the wrong metrics or you don't really know what to fix. And your process probably looks like this. You run Facebook ads, you test out one or two sets of ads, you run them for a month, they don't work, you quit, and Facebook does not work for you and you believe it for the rest of your life. Or maybe you get 50 leads you have to chase down. They never pick up the phone and they never afford your services. These results, they're really not your fault because you don't know what data to track and what you should fix based on that data to turn it into sales. We've added, with our company Vision Management, we've added multiple seven figures in revenue for our clients since 2024. I'm going to walk you through the 10 most common fixes you should make on your Facebook ads. First of all, before we get started, I'm going to show you what metrics you even need to look at in the first place. First one, click-through rate all. This is all of the actions someone take on your ad, like commenting, liking, clicking through to the website, things like that. It measures your creative and offer effectiveness. Next one, click-through rate link. This is solely the click to the website. It evaluates the copper, Authy, and the creative impact as well. Basically everything they see on the front end. The next one is conversion rate. This is people who click to your websites and basically, or they click to opt in. Maybe you're doing a lead form, maybe you're doing like a WhatsApp call, so the metrics will be different, but we prefer doing landing pages on websites. I'll explain why in a second because it does improve lead quality, but it mainly determines the positioning, the offer performance. Next, percent of leads that are qualified analyzes your cost per lead, your positioning, your angle, and trust factors overall. There's a couple more. They're very minor and situational. I'll cover them in a second. But here are the metrics you should be shooting for when you're running ads. Click-through rate all below 2%. It's a creative problem if it's below 2%. Link click-through rate below 1%, probably a copy, headline issue, or offer issue. Like a landing page, click conversion rate below 5%, you need to work on the page. You're likely going to get less people opting in than a lead form, but again, the leads are going to be more qualified. High CPM, it's probably an audience or content issue or positioning. Any low percent of leads turning into estimates, the positioning's off, or your follow-up systems are not good, or your admin systems are not good. You can measure this by implementing something like CallRail. You can put in texts and emails to happen within 5 minutes of an opt-in, and you can measure the calls and see if your admin team is following everything properly or if there's no possible chance of converting them. Typically, you want to shoot for around 50-60%. If it's around 30-40, not great. 40% scalable, 30% not scalable, but it's worth looking at. The next thing you want to look at here is running ads to multiple services, right? Basically, the main thing with this one that you want to watch out for is it's going to give you a low click-through rate and a low conversion rate. So the ads are not going to lead into clicks and the conversions are not going to lead into that either. The reason why is because Facebook optimizes. It does not optimize based on your audience settings. It optimizes based on your copy, your offer, your landing page, your page example. That does about 90-95% of the targeting. So if no one resonates with the ad, they don't know who to show it to. And if they cannot determine patterns as to why they're clicking, they're not going to know who to show it to, right? If you run roofing and siding, they're not going to know if they're interested in roofing or siding, even if you have the little button on the form to tell what they're interested in. They're still not going to know why they're clicking or looking at the ad, right? So think of it like this. You're running a restaurant, you want to scale your restaurant to be McDonald's, right? You sell sushi mainly, but you do offer other foods. If you sell, get a bunch of food, right? Get sushi, American, Mexican, whatever. You don't know why people are coming in until you look at the data, right? And if you have a top level overview and if you don't know what they're exactly buying, but you know how many people are coming in, you don't know what's working. Same thing with Meta. But if you run a sushi restaurant and you run get sushi or get great Japanese food, you know Japanese food works better if it works better. You know sushi works better if it works better. Very simple. To fix this, you split your campaigns by your service category. You make separate ad sets for each one or separate campaigns for each one. You call out one specific service, one problem, desire, benefit from having it, and you use creatives that reflect that. And you create service-specific landing pages. The next one you do is a lead magnet. This is like doing a free ebook. This is doing swipe up to get info, stuff like that. This can work. Most people that do this and fail don't have the marketing systems in place. The reason why it doesn't work in the first place is because people are on a scale. Some people are sold on doing it right away. These are the people you want right now. Sometimes you get people, they might do it, they're interested in it, but it's not the time right now. When you do a lead magnet, you're generally getting people in the middle, right? Where they might want to do it now, but they might not. They might do it in a year or two. So when you're doing this kind of strategy, you need aggressive content marketing, content email newsletter, calling to increase their level of interest and make them realize they should be doing it now. Generally, you want to just target the people and kind of find characteristics that show why they're interested in doing it right now. It's generally easier from what we've seen. Next thing, you're running ads to a lead form, like the on-page meta thing where they just click to submit info, or WhatsApp or SMS or something like that, or Messenger. This can work. It's just likely to give you low quality leads, and your cost per estimate suffers because of that. The reason why is because you need to reaffirm the sale at every stage of your point. When they see the ad initially, you're selling them on stopping the scroll. When they're clicking to give they're clicking to the next step, whether it's lead form, landing page, WhatsApp, you're selling them on taking that step. And then when they give their info, you want to sell them that you're the right person to do it, and they should double affirmation to do it. Because if not, we've seen pretty common issues with lead form and WhatsApp where they're just not interested or not in the market, right? And because of that, Facebook prioritizes those people because it is really one click to do it. You don't have to do anything else. There's no conscious decision. It's just get the info, right? This can create low intent leads or even fake leads if you let it optimize like that. Our solution, you use a website landing page specifically for your offer. You test the congruency, make sure it's good. You implement conversion API by basically setting it up so that when someone opts in and you say they're qualified, Facebook knows it too. That's going to give you better optimization. Next thing, outside of that, what we do for this, we do a test drive. If you want us to kind of fix your Facebook and your Google ad lead quality, we will do a 20-day test drive. There's no obligations to continue, no management fees on our end. You just have to put up the $50 per day ad spend, and we will fix your lead quality, implement the tests I am talking about, and generate you more leads, more sales, more profit. Next thing, the ads, the ads stopped working. Generally, your ads performance decline over time. You can look at this as ad fatigue, right? Same people see the ads too often. You can check this by looking at frequency. If it's above 3, you should probably fix it. The fix, make new creatives, make new copy offers, things like that. The next thing you can do is you can implement niche cycling. I've talked on this in the past, but niche cycling, basically you create 4 separate buckets, right? They can be buckets for different areas, right? Say you're in LA, you service Huntington Beach, you service Newport's Beach. You can target those areas, the exact same thing, rotate them every 2 weeks, right? You can do the same thing with scenarios, right? Maybe it's someone who, like a chiropractor, right? You service mom and kids, that's one bucket. You have car accident people, that's another bucket. You have people who sit down all day, people who work with their hands and feet and they're sore. You have those 4 buckets. You make unique ads that cater to each of those people, their problems, their benefits, and desires, and then you keep running that. That's simple. You just cycle through them every 2 weeks. Next one, optimization and budget issues. Basically, if you're spending too low of dollars per day on ads, you cannot really Facebook can't establish what patterns are working to make people convert. The fix is really simple. Just spend $35 per day minimum. Basically get enough conversions so that people will opt in, and conversions so Facebook can learn. Outside of that, if you did this, just restart the campaign, fresh ad set, and then change your optimization goals if you need to. If you really want a low budget, you can do landing page views, but that's not going to help your lead quality at all. And you can input your lookalike audience of past high quality leads so that Facebook has some data to go off of. But basically the other thing to do as well, $35 per day, not a lot if you have a big company. You can start at 50, 72, but generally just increase the budget gradually 20, 30% every few days. Next one, fixing bad creatives. If your click-through rate all is below 2%, that means people are not stopping their scroll. If you're running video ads, you can also measure this by seeing the percent of people that make it past 3 seconds, 15, 30, 60, so on. If it's 3 seconds, the hook probably sucks. Again, this is only for videos. You're not stopping their scroll. They just keep going. If they stay past the first 3 seconds, but they do not convert and they stay to watch the video, then the video is just not compelling, basically. Basically, the solution for this, test and make new creatives. If you're looking at photos, you can only really look at the click-through rate, all below 2%. Test 3 to 5 new creative variations, throw them in the same ad set, and then you're good to go. Next one, copy and headlines. When do you need to do this? When your link click-through rate is around 1% or below, you can fix this. How you do this, we typically keep it short. You want to put your offer in the headline, call out your target market, you make sure you include something like a dream outcome, low delay, high likelihood, low effort, some kind of social proof, something to sell you over competitors, scarcity, urgency, and then a clear call to action. Pretty simple, just test multiple variations. Next one, landing pages. Basically, there's a few things. If they're not congruent, if you do get 20% off a roof replacement and you have a completely different offer or completely different service on your landing page, they're going to feel sketched out, click off, no trust. So you also want to simplify it. You place your form info at the very top of the page. Like basically, you want it to be, if this is a landing page right here, you want the info to be on this page, like here. You do not want to have someone scroll down to do it. Generally what we do, you put your hook on the left, you put your social proof, your supporting info, and then you put your form submission here, and then they can see, if they scroll down, they can see works, FAQs, stuff like that. The other things you can do, test call to actions, get an estimate, schedule an appointment, get the offer, blah, 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 same thing with that. You can also add social proof, reviews, picture of your team, credentials, things like that. Also, please use real images. ChatGPT images look sketchy. Answer their frequently asked questions. One thing you can do is, if you have recorded calls, if you have 50, get the transcriptions, plug the transcriptions into ChatGPT, ask it for the most common objections, and ask it for the ones that need to be answered the most. Put those in your marketing material, put them in your email newsletter, put them in your content, put them in videos. Simple. Next thing, you also want to make sure your mobile speed is good and it looks good on mobile and on PC. If it loads slow, it won't work. Next thing right here, a high CPM. This is very minor. If everything else is good, but basically CPM is when it's how much it costs for your ad to be shown to 1,000 people. Generally, if everything else is good, but you have a high CPM, people just don't resonate with it, or your positioning is too competitive. There's some copy paste things where it's like, get a new roof for just $5,000. If you're in the roofing industry, you've probably had someone run those ads for you before. Or you shouldn't overpay for a roof, right? If you run the exact same offer image creative as other people, yes, it's going to be competitive as people are going to be used to it and they're going to swipe away quicker, right? Generally, there's another metric associated with this. If all your other metrics are good, but you're still getting sales and you want to lower this, post on your Facebook, Instagram pages, make a conscious effort to grow it, get some followers, answer their FAQs, because people do click on it, and that is a factor, right? You basically want to kind of game the system and gain trust by doing this, right? Because sometimes people see the ad, they're like, I don't know if I want to click. Let's see if this company is legit. They click on the socials, they see nothing, they go away. They see a lot of stuff. They see, okay, these guys are legit. Let's talk to them, give them my info. So these are the main fixes we've seen. There are others for sure, but they're very niche, very minor. If this was helpful, please drop a like and comment on other videos you want me to make.